Welcome to the other side. After you have made the decision that you no longer want to give your time, your energy, or your focus to life draining realities to you, I want to share with you what it feels like and what a day in the life of living in my world as a woman who has it all. Not only success, that I don't have to exert my energy or waste my time or push or force hard, but a success that is ever flowing to me. A life where I am in full control of what I do and the choices that I make. And most importantly, what goes on in my day to day and how I maintain and elevate my frequency so that I can become the woman who I was born to become, so that I keep my energy clear and pure and in a state of grace, even when challenging things are going on around me. How the marriage that I have to the man of my dreams continues to flourish and grow every single day. Our love deepens. If you're here, it's because there is a calling within your soul to have that other life. And that other life is the life that they don't teach you in school. This is a life that is created from within you by honoring and following the desires of your soul and keeping that commitment that you made to yourself when you were born, that you would live true and organic and authentic to who you really are. And that this time in your life would be a time where you would choose to let go of the approach that you take to life, where you were taught that you had to work hard, where you had to keep up an image, where being imperfect and flaw meant that you were broken or wrong, and embrace a life where you are the goddess. Embrace the life where you are radiating a radiant, magical field of energy where you are attracting from within you and from what is already within you the life that you want by being in the flow and being in a state of receiving. Excuse me. My former life was a life where I was living according to the rules, and I had a broken promise that I made to myself. And because I had a broken promise that I made to myself, I kept betraying myself and I kept giving my power away. I kept giving my power away to thoughts that were not growing me, to people who would in turn betray me, to a life that was not giving back to me. And I was feeling like I was broken or wrong because that's what society teaches you. If you're not successful in all areas of your life, then you must be broken. But what I found was that I was actually betraying myself and neglecting what truly mattered most to me, and that was my heart. I was feeling empty on the inside, deeply um, angry at myself and angry at the world and angry at feeling so alone and so trapped in a life that didn't provide for me. And it was up to me. And I did the work and I continued to do the work. And I completely changed my life. I built my life from the inside out. And this is what I'm going to talk to you about today. And I'm going to share what a life looks like when you build it from the inside out. Okay. So, first of all, when you build your life from the inside out, it is highly empowering because you know that you have always had it in you, and the desires that you have for that other life, that life that gives back to you, that life that you are surrounded by love, the life that fulfills you, that is created from within you. So, what I learned in the process of deeply yearning for the life that I have now and ultimately co creating with God to create it was that anything that I desired that was outside of me, what had to be created from within me first. So, this is the only way that it happens. And it is because we are already it. We are already our entire desires. We are everything that we could possibly want because we are gods and we are goddesses. And when we unlock that primal energy, that vital life force energy, the creative power that God uses to create the universe and the world and every human being, it's how you were created. It is the energy of creation. And we have that energy inside of us. But here's what I did differently. I had the desires and I knew that I was powerful. I always knew that I was powerful, but my power was blocked. I didn't understand how to use my power, and I was afraid to use my power. Why? Because in a society like what we live in now, it's it's scary. When you first start out, it is scary to stand in your power, to be authentically you in a world that has always tried to block you from being you. And that is the root cause of suffering. When you believe and you continue to allow the circumstances around you to disempower you and block your power. So, the other side of that is awakening your power, your primal life force energy, your creation power, the power that created you and the reality that is the life-giving world. Now, the life-giving world is not taught in books, it's not taught in education, and it is taught in specific schools. Some of these schools are known as mystery schools, and these mystery schools are where the ancient wisdom that Aborigines used to create, that Egyptians use, that the Atlanteans use. These are all mysteries that are not meant to be outside of us. These are mysteries that are within us. And when we gain access to these mysteries, these magical truths of who we are, and we live them and we allow them to grow and nourish from the inside out, we can't not create extraordinary realities. And of course, this information was blocked. Of course, it was pushed down. But it is time, and it is beyond time, for the divine feminine to awaken from within, to rise up, to remember truly the truth of who you are, to reclaim your power from creating in a life that didn't give back to you and didn't support or nourish you. So, what does that look like? And what does a day in a life of living, of being a woman who lives in your power? What are the things and the choices that you're making? How do you wake up? What do you do when you wake up every single morning? What does it feel like? How do you navigate challenges? What does it feel like when you unlock the ancient wisdom that exists already inside of you and you become the magical, radiant, magnetic woman who knows the secrets to creating anything and everything she could ever want? That's what I'm here to share with you. Inside of my coaching communities, we unlock the mysteries of life. But I want to tell you something really relevant for these times. And you may not like what I'm going to share with you because it does require work. But it requires work of cleaning out, clearing out. It requires work of alchemizing. And when we alchemize, we turn what has been painful into a promise. And that promise is a promise that God will fulfill when you reach the state of beingness that matches the desire that you choose. Your heart is chosen. That reality that feels like, I can't get there from here. I'm frustrated. I'm tired. I know that it's not going to happen the way that I want it to happen. And I'm pushing and I'm forcing. And I know it's meant to happen a different way. And it is, in fact, meant to happen a different way. It is meant to happen by birthing the reality from within you, because you are a woman and you are a creator. So, what I do every single day as a woman who owns my entire life, vibrates at the vibration of my soul, and overcomes, yes, I have challenges, overcomes challenges, both big and little. And the only reason why we create challenges, because we bring challenges to us for the only reason, the sole purpose, is for us to claim our power from that challenge. And this is what I do every single day. Whether it's in my marriage, because I do have challenges in my exquisite, beautiful marriage. I have challenges in parenting. I have challenges that I'm personally working on with my empowerment and my evolution and growth. And I use the challenge to purify my emotional field, because as women, we are designed to utilize our emotions to up level our frequency so that we can unlock our destiny. So, challenge is something that we create, we bring to us. We bring the challenge to us for the opportunity to purify our energetic space. To purify our energetic space is to be with the emotion, sit with the emotion, find out where the root of that emotion came from. This is known as shadow work. You guys, we cannot bypass what we've been holding on to energetically because we've been too busy to focus on what matters most. And I'm going to tell you right now, what matters most to me and all of the things that I create in my life, I matter most. I matter most. And when I shifted the focus from my career mattering most, my marriage mattering most, my children mattering most, my parents mattering most, it was a game changer. Okay? It was an absolute game changer. And that's when I knew that I had something extraordinary to share with powerful, ambitious, wildly driven women who are feeling like they're giving all their time and their energy away to a life that doesn't give back. Because flat out, if you don't know how to give to yourself and take care of yourself, your inner self, the things that you are asking for that you want because they're going to feel fulfilling and good, and you're going to say, wow, I'm truly living the life that I desire, those things will not be able to be received. We're talking about shifting from a world where we've been taught to work so hard that our dreams feel impossible to have because our emotions are so heavy and we're tired and we're angry and we're resentful of the life that we once did want, that led to our success, that made us happy. But that very life was never intended to fill you from the inside. Only you can do that. And it starts with prioritizing what matters most. You. And I'm not talking about the external you, because you've got that all, sister. You've got that all. You don't need that. You don't need any more of that. You are looking for the inner. And this was a game changer for me because what my heart wanted most was to be loved. I wanted to be loved so deeply. I wanted life to be devoted to me. I wanted a husband who was deeply loving and nourishing and saw me and heard me and just showered me with love. And that's what I have. But I'm going to tell you this, that didn't happen until I started to do that for myself. And there can be no other way. It is against the law of the universe for a woman to be giving all of her energy and time away to a life that is life depleting or soul sucking, because it is soul sucking, to all of a sudden say, well, I want a life that is going to give to me. And then all of a sudden for it to happen, it's impossible. It takes time. It takes building a foundation a foundation of life. This is an approach to life. It takes building an approach to life where you prioritize not the outer appearance, the inside. And this is where inside of you, you have the secrets to how to create the life that you want. You have them already. And I am the woman who realized that I had it, and I reached out for help when I couldn't do it by myself, and I kept going in the wrong direction no matter how much I, said, okay, well, this is going to work and this is going to work and this is going to work. And I kept failing. And when you are a powerful woman who knows that there is something extraordinary waiting for you, manifest creation field, an extraordinary life that you've already created, but you're not getting there. And not only are you not getting there, you find yourself going backwards. And when you go backwards and you are a powerful woman who has achieved a lot of success, what happens to your morale? What happens to your energy? What happens to your confidence? Well, you're a powerful woman who has it all on the outside, but inside, how do you feel? You feel like a failure. And if I'm speaking to you, this feeling of failure is the start point. This feeling of I'm stuck, that is the beginning and it is the end. But the truth is, if you don't know how to end a life where you are constantly giving your power and your energy and your attention and your focus away to a life that is not giving back to you, and if you don't know how to begin cultivating a life where you are in deep connection to the internal guidance and the mystery and the magic and the radiance and the brilliance that already exists inside of you as a creator, then what happens is you absolutely stay in the life that sucks the life from you. Why? Because there are ways where powerful women gain access to their powerful inner space, and they co-create with the divine to create a life that they could otherwise just sit at home and dream about. Because the life that you're dreaming about wants you. It wants you so badly. It's crying out for you. It's screaming at you. Hey, pay attention. These are the signs. And so every time I get ready for a big shift where a dream that I have or a reality that I have that I've been, co-creating and growing on the inside, every time I get ready to manifest something in my life is painful, right? And some challenges occur. Either I get into a major fight with my husband, or an issue pops up with my kids, or I just feel heavy and sore and angry and cranky. And these are normal emotions. These are things that as women, we're meant to alchemize. We have to have them. Our emotions are so powerful that when we alchemize our emotions, our lower emotions, into higher vibrations, our bodies are the tool, okay? Our bodies are the intelligence. Our bodies already know how to do this. But for people who are just starting on this, this pathway of remembering who they are, remembering that they already have it within them, remembering that, you are the tool, you are the instrument, you are hardwired for this. It can feel very foreign because when you've been living in a world where you have been taught that you have to do X, Y, and Z in order to feel good about yourself, but you know that that's not working for you because it doesn't work for anybody. And you know that it's been leaving you in a disempowered state and it doesn't match. You're like, no, this create. I help women navigate the things that don't feel good in their lives. Generally, when people come to me, they're so tired of carrying the burdens and the weight of the world on their shoulders, and they want to know how they can become empowered and create a life from within them, create a life from within them that matches the desires of their soul. And notice I didn't say, come to me if you want me to solve your problems. I didn't say that. I work with women who come to me and they say, Carrie, I just want to know how you've done what you've done. And I want to know how I can do the same thing. And I am willing to do it. Why? Because I work with insanely driven women. I work with people who've already achieved an extraordinary success, but at the expense of themselves, their inner selves. And their inner selves are ready for a simple life. I call this sometimes, hey, you know how you go on vacation to take a break from it all? And when you're away from your life, you feel good? Well, that doesn't work because when you go back to your life and it starts not to feel good, that's where you know that you're trying to change the outer reality to fix an inner problem. And if you change the outer reality to fix the inner problem never resolves. And so you find yourself trying to go from relationship to relationship, career to career, this friend to that friend to try to fix something that is inside of you that you already intuitively and organically and authentically know how to solve, right? These are all problems that we've been taught to look external. Well, it must be a different marriage or it must be a different relationship. But when you get into that different marriage or that different relationship or the different career and the issues still arise, that is an inner reality shift that must occur. And when you shift the reality on the inside, then guess what? You become a vibrational match to an exterior reality where you just sit back and you say, wow, this is exactly what I dreamed of. My outer reality is beautiful. And now my inner reality is beautiful. So here's a little bit about how I start the majority of my days. Number one, I wake up next to the man of my dreams. And this is a man that as a child, I had visions and dreams about and what our life would look like when we were together, flowing, cheerful, happy, feeling so at home in the presence of this man that I was overflowing with love. Now, the divine feminine is meant to be activated and held and loved and cherished by the divine masculine. The divine masculine holds that space for the divine feminine to shine and radiate in her beauty and her magic. And the divine feminine deeply nourishes herself through self-love and devotion. And as that love grows inside of the heart and the soul and the radiance and the magic and the mysteries of creation unlock inside of the heart of the woman, she shares that love, that devotion, that cherishing. Oh my God, you're just the most beautiful human being I could ever ask for. And this is how I wake up. I roll over and I put my head on my husband's shoulders and he embraces me and kisses me. We just lay there, connecting, being, being. And we do have responsibility. But before we come home to one another in a place that is igniting, magical, radiant, romantic, intimate, full of pleasure, we must come home to ourselves first. We must do that inner work. We must take care of our emotional space and communicate from a place of love. And I think that this has been forgotten about. But we're remembering, and how do we remember this? We remember because we feel the pain of not having it. And when we feel the pain of not having it, when we feel the pain of not having it, that's the catalyst. The pain of not having that feeling of being loved, of a love that is giving to you, of a life where things, happy things show up, where you feel in the flow of life. When we don't have that, it is our soul screaming at us through our emotions that show up as anger, rage, self-hatred, frustration with other people. Why do I keep having these conversations? Why am I misunderstood? I know why. And I have the solutions. I know exactly why hard and bad and challenging things happen. And while we are not going to instantly be able to, wave a magic wand and make them all go away, why? Because we are in a God process. We are being stripped of our comforts. We are being brought into spaces where we can't bypass, ignore, or just brush past things that need to be addressed. These are deep matters of the heart. These are heart wounds that we are all feeling, where we have been separated from our power and our essence and our radiance and our magic and our creative life force energy. And I am here to share with you that the life that you desire, that simple life where you are in a state of receiving, you have the beautiful relationships, you feel empowered and light and in love with life, those are things that are already inside of you. They're like secret codes that you were born with. And when life is not giving to you anything but challenges, that is the message. That is the urgency to stop doing the things and being, well, to stop, and ask yourself this: a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, if I keep creating the same situation that I'm currently in, how will I feel about myself? What messages will I be telling myself? What will I be reinforcing if I keep approaching life the same way? And for women that I work with, this is the approach. You are highly ambitious and you are driven and you are motivated, and you chose a career where you are giving yourself and your energy away because you're a giver. And in that giving, neglected knowing how to give to yourself. And of all the women around you and your mom and your ancestors, these women have role modeled sacrificing themselves for a career or a family or a husband, and they don't know how to receive what they're asking for. And because they don't know how to receive what they're asking for, their rage and their anger and their frustration with life and how life is continuing to deplete them is really the only thing that they're able to feel right now. They have been disconnected from their joy, their happiness, and their pleasure. And all they want is to feel good on the inside, to rest, to be relaxed, to chill out. And that works because I was you, and I'm the person that created the other life where I do have success, I do have everything else that you could ask for that I built from within me. But my urgency came when my internal alarms were going off. And the internal alarms were going off was anger, frustration, rage, self-defeating messages that in a space you are giving your time, your energy, and your effort to a life that is not giving back to you, it is impossible for you to receive what you're asking for. But that is the exact place where you can tap into that internal power, do some alchemizing work, create a internal shift in your vibration, and bring forth a desire that you have been asking for. And this is creation. Thank you so much for being here. And if you are like a yes to, okay, I'm done living life where I'm depleted and angry and frustrated and I want to know what to do, please book a call with me. The links are always in my emails, or you can reach out to me via email personally. Thank you.